Are you able to see the slide? Anyone respond? Respond by voice. Are you
Yes,
able to
sir.
see the slide? Okay, fine. So today we are going to cover few problem would be from system of linear equation. Then we will directly solve problem from linear transformation. There we will try to find matrices with respect to a given linear transformation, and we will try to see how to establish subspaces for given transformation from a uh, you will have a transformation or matrix. Based on that you have to uh, design or find some specific subspaces. Then we will talk about the basis. So how to find what is the most important element that span the complete subspace. Those things we will discuss about. Detail of this course is already mentioned here. So I am going to discuss about outline of today's tutorial are the following. First, I would like to solve few problems from system of linear equations. Basically, I will talk about analysis of networks. I had already told that if you observe network around you, there are many type of network. It may be current flow, it may be traffic flow, whatever is. But one assumption you need to put that while solving dealing with network, you always deal with junction. You are not considering 2 point. Most important, two important point. What are those point? Source and sink. While dealing network, we never discuss about source and sink in order to apply Kirchhoff's law kind of things. So if your network happens to be a electric circuit, then you can apply Kirchhoff law. If something else, then just one, just a different variant of Kirchhoff law would be applicable here. So basis of network analysis is, you can call it is Kirchhoff law. That it says that total flow to a junction is equal to total outflow. Total inflow is equal to total outflow. That is the law of nature also, you can say. And second, we will discuss about few problem from linear transformation. Then I will go to discuss about how to construct subspace for a given linear transformation or a matrix. Then I will talk about what are the basis element of those subspaces. So coming to first problem, system of linear equation. So here I have taken a network. This is the network. So this network general name, it may be anything, any kind of network. So here you can observe that how many junction you observe. So there are 5 junction. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th junction. And just remember here only one technique. If there is junction kind of approach, so in junction always what happen? Inflow, total inflow equal to total outflow. So this principle you remember it. Even total inflow equal to total outflow. So that is the concept of being a junction point, or you can also call it node outflow. Okay, this is the principle. Through that you can solve these network problem. So what we do? So here each of the networks, network 5 junction give rise to system of equation. Just cross, corresponding to each junction, you will develop a system of a linear equation. So if you observe in junction 1, what are things? So incoming flow is NT and outgoing flow is x1 and x2. So definitely incoming flow equal to outgoing flow. So 20 equal to x1 plus x2. So these are outgoing flow. So this sum equal to total inflow. This one is the total outflow, and this one is the total inflow. So that's why you are getting first equation. Similarly, if you are in junction 2, what you observe? how many how much in total inflow you will observe. That means this 20 is going out of this one, so you can say that it is outflow. So due to that respect, just you need to little bit just for the sake of writing equation in system of equation form, so you can do a little bit modification, but overall idea is always apply this principle: total inflow equal to total outflow in a junction. And through those that principle, you will come across these five equations, because there are five junction. So now forget about now this network. You just you consider this system of equation. So you would like to solve this system of equation. So what is the procedure? What kind of tool you are having? You are having Gaussian elimination method. So just apply Gaussian elimination method in order to solve this system of equation. Another name of Gaussian elimination method, also few book they are calling it Gauss Jordan elimination method as well. So both are same method. They are talking about same method. So we are having system of equation. We are having enough idea how to solve a system of equation. So that's way first we need to augment that system. So this one is the augmented form of the previous system. So and the last column is augmented column. So we need to solve this system. So what is the criteria? We have to convert into RREF form. By applying elementary row operation, we have to convert this one into the RREF form. Any question? Anyone is willing to ask any question? Then you are welcome. Okay, fine. It is very simple. Many times I have already discussed. So you converted into this one again. Last here, last column is augmented. So I would like to put a augment separation here in order to divide the augmented column and other real column. So now you got this RREF. From this RREF, you will come to know that your first column is a pivot column, because it is having a leading one. It is having a leading one, so it is a pivot column. Then corresponding variable or weight, also in, if you are studying neural network, you can call it weight, or in general x1 you will call it weight. So weight of the age, because x1 is associated with some kind of age, so it is x1 is the weight of first age, x2, then this second column is also pivot column, so x2 will be also a dependent variable, and third column is also a pivot column because it is containing a leading one of third row. So that's why x3 is also a dependent variable. Similarly, come to fourth column, you observe that fourth column is also what? It is containing leading entry of fourth row. So that's why x4 is also a dependent variable. Now, if you come across last column of the transformation or matrix, so it is not containing leading one. So this column is not a pivot column. So that's why the corresponding variable x5 is a free variable. It is not a dependent variable, it is free variable. So you can call it FP, free variable. So now every dependent variable can be expressed in terms of free variable. How? So revert back this reduced system, reduced matrix into in the form of equations. And if you revert back in the form of equation, what you will get? So you will get x1 times x1 minus x5 equal to 0. In x1 minus x5 equal to minus 10. Here in right hand side we observe rightmost column we observe minus 10. So with respect to that, with respect to first row, you will get what? x1 equal to minus 10 plus x5. With respect to second row, what you will get? x2 equal to 30 minus x5. With respect to third row, if you simplify, then you will get what? x3 equal to minus 10 plus x3. Similarly, with respect to fourth row, if you simplify, then you will get x4 equal to 10 plus x5. Here, in every dependent variable, what is common? 5 is common. So you can simply say that the here variable 5 x5 is a very important variable. you can call it, it is a controlling variable which control other dependent variable. So if you change x5, just change x5, then definitely due to change in x5, x1 will change, x2 will change, x3 will change, x4 will change. But if you observe only change in x1, it is not going to affect x2, x3, or x4. So that's why we are calling it x5 is very important variable or weight. That one you can call it controlling variable, CV. I'm writing it controlling variable. So it control the complete network. The given network, it control the complete network. Here later, this slide I have already discussed about. So by controlling the amount of flow against x5, you can control the flow represented by each of the other variable. So that's where x5 is a very important variable. It is a controlling variable. You can say that if you are studying control theory, there you also you need to establish controllability kind of thing. So how you can control, you need to know that kind of concept. So it is a very simple network, linear network, very simple kind of network. There you come to know that with the help of x5 you can control the complete network. So it is a very important kind of weight, or important kind of level, or important kind of variable. There are many different names. So here, suppose if you take controlling, that means if you take value of x5, I have here I have taken name as a special name because x5 is taking more space. X, then you have write 5. So that's why in place of that I have written x5 equal to s, and s is taking, suppose s is taking equal to, we are assigning a new name. It is just assignment kind of assigning a name and giving uh, location name, location name s. It is all whether you call it x5 or s, it won't affect. So what you take x5 equal to 20, then what would be your solution of the network? Solution of the network would be this: 10 10, x1 will take value 10, x2 will take value 10, x3 will take value 10, and x4 will take value 30, and oh, it would be not 200, it would be 20 just. And x5 we have already taken 20. If you change, so this scenario you will get this network, balance network you will get. This is the network. So it is a balanced system. You can see that everywhere inflow equal to outflow. So this is the system of equation. In similar fashion, you can solve any system of linear equation. So I am going to discuss about further linear transformation. So few problem I will discuss. That means I'm not discussing about problem concept. I'm just discussing about problems based on these things. So similar kind of problem will come in the quiz, also in midterm method. So what in next? So here you have to find a projection matrix of the projection across a line. That means you are in R2 and you are having a line. Equation of line is minus x1 equal plus x2 equal to 10. That means I'm writing this one is x1 axis, horizontal axis is x1, and vertical axis is x2. And we are having a line x minus x1 plus x2 equal to 0. That means it is talking about line x2 equal to x1. You equate both. So this is the equation of line. Minus, always do geometry, never leave it. If you want to solve problem clearly, always put draw the equation, then write the equation in front of the line or in front of the plane, whatever structure you will get, draw the structure and then write the equation there itself. Then it would be a clear visualization. So this is the algebraic equation of line. Similarly, you can write in linear algebra. Always you put that equation in the form of vector. So this is the vector representation of line. That means given point, it is passing through line. This line is always passing through origin. You know that from the uh, pattern of definition of line. The form of this line, you can identify that 0 0 is satisfying this line. So that's why EG point is 0 0, and it is having a direction 1 1. This is the direction. So passing through a point plus t times direction of the line. So it is a vector representation of the line. You did that. So you have to find projection matrix of the projection which project every point of R2 of over line or across line or over line, where this one is R2, where if you take any point, suppose X, you have to project it here. So you are projecting like this way. So it is a one kind of transformation. So this projection is one kind of transformation. So first, what are the steps? A step is that first write your equation in a very proper form. So either write in this this representation we always call it a hyperplane representation. That is A transpose X, but it is a line A transpose X equal to 0. This one is hyperplane representation. Okay, and through that you will get normal of the hyperplane, but you need just direction. So direction you will get through line representation. So from line representation you got the direction, you have identified everything about that line. Then what you do in next step, you define a step. This one is a step 2. Define projection. Okay, so define projection it will be defined by ratio of these dot product. I have already defined this projection several times. So you project perpendicular orthogonally here, and this is the projection length. This is the length of the projection, and direction is already given by direction of the line. So that's way it is coming like this way. It is coming like this way. It is talking about length of the projection. This is length of projection, and simply you can call it alpha, and V is given by direction. So this is the projection along V, and if you simplify it, it will come like this way. V is what 1 1, so it will become like this way. Now you have to find the matrix. So in order to find the matrix of this transformation projection, what you do, find the image of very special element of R2. What that means? Those are special element are special basis element. Two non-collinear basis element. Those are 1 0 and 0 1. So it is call it a step 3. This one is a step 3. So what is the image of projection of 1 0 on the line? Minus x1 plus x2 equal to 0. So this is the projection. Projection is 0.5, 0.5. So you got the projection of 1 0. Similarly, you got the projection of 0 1. So consider projection of 1 as a first row, first column of this matrix. Make a matrix as a projection of 1 0 as a first column, and projection of 0 1 as a second column of the matrix. So this is your desired matrix what you required. So this matrix is the projection matrix of the projection operator or projection transformation. So this matrix question was to find this matrix project. So this is your projection matrix. So rank of, also further you can find rank of this matrix would be 1. Is a homework you can try to find yourself. Rank would be 1. It is very easy to see that there are only two same column, same row is repeated. So dependent rows are or dependent columns are there. So only one independent column is there. That's where rank is 1. Now I have taken another problem that you have to find the projection matrix of the projection across a line in R3. Last question was regarding plane. This question is projection in R3 with respect to a line. So in 3D, we always write equation of line like this way, or if you are willing to write in vector form, then this is the vector representation of line. So we have to find projection of every three-dimensional point with respect to this line. So and once we will get projection, then we have to find the matrix of that projection. Matrix is very important. So in order to find matrix, we will find a projection of very special very special element in R3. What are those? 1 0 0 and 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. So once you are able to find projection of this one, so consider projection of 1 0 0 as a first column, projection of the 0 1 0 as second column, and projection 0 0 1 as a third column. And with respect to that, what matrix you will get, that matrix will denote the projection matrix or projection of the matrix of the projection. So first step again we do, we have written this one in the systematic form in order to get direction of this line is 1 1 minus 2. In second step, what we will do, we will define projection with respect to this line. So projection with respect to this line, it can be defined, the formula is same what in 2D case we had already seen that. So you just need to simplify. After simplification, you will get, this is the simplified projection operator or projection transformation. Now what you do in a step 3, what you do, find a projection of 1 0 0. Projection of 1 0 is this point, this 3D point. What is the projection of 0 1 0 is this point. Similarly, projection of 0 0 1 is this point. In order to that, you will get your matrix, whatever desired matrix you are willing to get. So this is your matrix A, having this vector as a first column, this second projection of 0 1 0 as a second column, and projection of 0 0 1 as your third column. So you got your desired matrix. So this is the question that you have to find. This is the way to find matrix of the projection with respect to a line in 3D. Now coming to find matrix, projection matrix or matrix of projection with respect to a plane in a space. Suppose in R3, you are in R3, then you are having two way to define projection. One with respect to a line, projection with respect to line, another projection with respect to a plane. But if you are in R2, you are having projection, only one kind of projection that you need to project with respect to a line. But in R3, you are having two options, either projection with respect to a line that we had already seen in last example, and second one is projection with respect to a plane. So I am talking about second problem here, projection with respect to a plane. So this question is little bit tougher than last question. So here, that finding matrix of the projection or transformation, so it would be projection. So we are finding matrix of projection across with respect to plane, and plane in R3 happens to be a hyperplane. So this is the equation of plane. So again, your first approach would be what, you write this plane in the systematic form, that hyperplane approach, because a plane in R3 happens to be a hyperplane. So in form of A transpose x equal to 0, then you will get your normal to the plane, underlying plane. You got the normal is 1 1 minus 2. Now next, what you have to do in a step 2, you have to define projection of any 3D point, any 3D point with respect to this plane. So projection of any 3D point with respect to plane is defined by this formula, and you need to simplify it. After simplification, you will get this, the simplified version of the projection. What you do next, you again, you are in 3D, find the image of projection of a special element. First find the projection of 1 0 0. So projection of 1 0 0 is with respect to plane is this point, this 3D point. You remember that everything I have written in systematic way, just clear it out. So you have to solve a problem like this way. If you are willing to find matrix of a projection, you have to solve like this way. Then you next 0 1 0 is this, projection of 0 0 1 is this. Then consider projection of 0 0 1 as a first column, projection of 0 0 0 1 0 as a second column and projection of 0 0 1 as a third column, then you will got your projection desired projection matrix with respect to plane. This is the desired projection matrix with respect to plane. So next question is reflection matrix. In the similar fashion, you can find reflection matrix. So reflection first we can discuss with respect to a line, reflection with respect to a line. So reflection with respect to line, line is already given here, underline. So again, write this in systematic form in order to design your direction writing given equation of line is estimating form in such a way to get direction and normal normal to the line. In a of any 2D point with respect to this line or with respect to this direction is given by this formula. You need to simplify this formula. After simplification, what you do in a step 3, find the image of very special element of R2. What are those? 1 0 and 0 2. One both happens to be, again I would like to say that both are linearly independent, or simply you can say that 0 under reflection. So reflection of 1 0 reflection of 1 0 with respect to this line is 0 1. Geometrically also you can visualize these things are very geometric in nature. So this is the line, and where is 1 0? 1 0 is this point. So reflection of 1 0 with respect to this line would be this point. Similarly, find a reflection of 0 1. Reflection of 0 1 would be what? This one. So both point has been both have been reflected to each other. So that's why in that way you are getting a reflection matrix in R2 with respect to this line is 0 1 first as a first column, 1 0 as a second column. If you change your line, then you will get different. If you are taking this line and if you are willing to get reflection as a homework, first cover subspaces of matrices only. Later, I will give variety of subspaces in later modules. So here, what with respect to different matrices, we will find subspaces. So if you are having a matrix A, then first question will be find the subspace. What kind of subspace? Image subspace of A. So it is one kind of subspace. It always matrix is a dominance image will discuss of a particular operator we are table matrix Rn2, yes, it would you have to find. So again, what is the criteria? First process you are going to find the image. First, you are going to find matrix in a proper ordering. So this is the listing step. You have listed V1 is first column 1 1, V2 is this, and like in second step, what you do? You try to identify. You try to identify non-redundant columns. What are those non-redundant columns? So here V2, it is a twice of V1. So that's why V2 is redundant columns. So that's why you have, sorry, V2 is redundant because it is a twice of V1, and V4 is also redundant because it is a sum of V1 and V3. That's why these redundant column V2 and V4, you need to delete it from the list. So delete V2 and V4. After deleting, you will have remaining non-redundant columns. Those would be linearly dependent. So though always those non-redundant column happens to be linearly independent. So that's why V1 and V2 are linearly independent. So what you do next, find the span of V1 and V2. That will give your image of A. So image of A, it is a linear span of V1 and V3. So that means it is a linear span of two vector. If you are taking two different direction, that means two different non-collinear direction, the resultant would be your plane. So this plane you will get. So it is a homework how to find plane from two nonlinear directions. So I need to get answer in this form. V3 because these are linearly independent, but final answers must come in this form. So here you are having two idea. One idea is a Gaussian elimination method, that row reduction equivalent form. So any image element you can write it like this way. So any element, image elements, it would be what? Suppose it is y. So y you can write it as a linear combination of v1 and v3. So you can call it alpha 1 v1 specific with notation as well. So just you have to, this is the general form of any image of this matrix. So if you here, what is unknown here? Alpha but you have this one as a line, what equation and column. So what is one and v2 is 1 2 3. You multiply it with alpha 1, and what is y is a three-dimensional vector in the plane designed by v1 and v3. So definitely y will have three coordinates because v1 and v2 are having three coordinates. So that's why y will also have three coordinates. Call it, the first coordinate is y1, second coordinate is y2, and third coordinate is y3. So after that, what you do? Apply elementary row operation. First, you need to augment it, put this one into augmented form. So augmented form, it would be in this form: 1 1 1 1 2 3, and augmented column is given by your y1 y2, and last entry is y3. Apply Gaussian elimination method. What you will observe that the last, it is designed by uh, two vector. So that's why there would be only two pivot column, and last row would be 0. There would be only two non-zero rows, and last row would be 0. In last row, here, in order to convert these, make it identity matrix, make it pivot column, you do some elementary row operation. In that process, this augmented column will also get transformed. And the last, I'm just writing last entry of this augmented column. Last entry of the augmented column will take this form: y1 minus twice of y2 plus y3. So what you do to make this system consistent? What is the criteria? Uh, Condition would be that this must be 0. If this entry is 0, then you can say that the system is consistent. So we know that it is a linear combination of two vectors. That's why this system is consistent. So in order to make it consistent, we have to equate the last entry to 0. That's where this condition is coming. And what does it reflect? It is directly giving equation of a plane having normal 1 minus 2 1. So that is the idea to find image of a given matrix. Next, I will discuss about kernel of a same transformation or matrix. So again, I will go through systematic idea. I have to list the vector in a proper order. So after listing, what we will see, we will see we have to find a solution of linear relation. So linear relation is just what it is, a system of linear equation, homogeneous linear equation is coming. So we, in order to find the solution of space of this one, we have to apply Gaussian elimination method. And after applying Gaussian elimination method, what we will get? So we will come to know the solution of space of this system is nothing, just this scalar multiple of this factor 1 minus 2 1. So you got the solution of space of this linear relation, v times alpha equal to 0. Next, what you have to do in step 3, you have to find kernel of a, that would be a scalar multiple of this single vector. So what does it represent? It represents a line in 3D. So kernel of the above matrix is what? It is represent a line in 3D, R3. With no, this is the direction of that line is 1 minus 2 1. And we had already seen that it line in 3D. We had already seen that image was a what? Image was a plane and kernel is a line. So both happen to be perpendicular to each other here. So this would be here. This kernel would be perpendicular to image of the same matrix. In this scenario, it would be perpendicular image of the given matrix. Okay, fine. I'm going forward. So this was the matrix. I will discuss here about basis. What is the basis? Basis is talking about, again, once you know about subspace, you have come across subspace, then subspace can have various bases. So you have to find basis of any subspace, whatever under consideration. So again, I'm taking one example. This is the transformation on a matrix. With respect to that, we define a first image of A as a subspace of this transformation. So again, procedure is same what we had already gone through during finding image of A. So, and at last there would be one additional step there in order to find basis. What is the basis of that? So you have to list the vector of the transformation or matrix in a proper order. So this is the listing process. In second, we have to identify which one is the redundant and which one is the non-redundant vectors. So here it is not easy to identify by method of inspection. So we will go for Gaussian elimination method. So through Gaussian elimination method, we observe that V1 and V2 are clearly linearly independent. Simply we don't know about V3 whether it is dependent on V1 and V2 or not. So So in that case, to check the dependency of V3 over V1 and V2, we are taking a linear combination of V1 and V3, V2, and writing V3 as a linear combination of V1 and V2. And in that process, we are getting a system of equation, and we have to solve this system of equation by applying Gaussian elimination method. So that means we are putting in row reduced augmented form. After that, we are applying row reduced equivalent form, and from here, what we observe that we can get the value of alpha 1. What is the value of alpha 1? It is alpha 1 is having a non-zero value. That one is equal to -1, and alpha 2 is having non-zero value as well. That one is equal to 2. So you are getting two non-zero values here, for one for alpha 1 and another for alpha 2. So it simply signifies that your V3 is actually linear combination of V1 and V2. That means V3 equal to minus V1 plus 2 times V2. So we can claim that, we can say that V3 is redundant. So we need to omit it from the list. After omitting, what are the remaining thing? V1 and V2. So V1 and V2 clearly these are linearly independent. So these will form a basis. So to establish whether it is a basis or not, you have to again go through two criteria. One is you have to check whether these two V1 V2 span image of A or not, and second, by default it is already linearly independent. You don't need to take a step 2 is already providing linearly independent nature, so you don't need to check. So due to thanks to step 2, it is very much clear V1 and V2 are linearly independent. But for a spanning part, you have to look into how image of A is coming as a linear combination of only these two vectors. So you can say that V1 and V2 are basis of the image of given matrix A. Similarly, how can you find basis of kernel of the same matrix? So again, in a step 1, you have to list in the proper ordering. Then you find here this step 2 is different from image. Step 2 in the case of image, here you have to find the linear relation V times alpha equal to 0, and you have to solve it by Gaussian elimination method. So after solving, you will get this solution of space of this system of equation. And what so consider this vector. This vector would fulfill. It is a candidate for being basis of this kernel. So in order to prove that, what you do, so it is a single vector and single and non-zero vector. So due to that, it always by default it happens to be linearly independent. And if you take any element from kernel, then that would be a linear combination of this one. How you can justify? So what is meaning of element of kernel? So element of kernel must satisfy this equation. If you multiply that element from the kernel, then it will map to 0. So that is the criteria, and it is satisfied with a scalar multiple of this vector. If you take a scalar multiple of this vector and if you apply A over it, then it will map to 0. So that's where this 1 minus 2 1, it is a basis of the kernel matrix, kernel of the. So it forms a basis of kernel A. So another example here, this matrix, you can observe that how many rows you observe, 4, and how many columns, 5 columns. So it is a 4 by 5 matrix. So what you have to do, you have to find basis of image and kernel. So in the similar fashion, you can find basis of image and kernel, what we had already discussed. So step 1, that you have to solve this system of equation by Gaussian elimination method. That linear equation, with respect to linear equation, linear relation, whatever you will get, you have to solve it. In that process, what you will get that your basis. There are these three: W1, W2, and W3. These are candidate for being basis for kernel of this given matrix A. Similarly, if you are willing to find image of A, again do listing process. Always I have given same approach in the similar fashion through which you can find image of A given transformation, kernel of a given transformation, basis of a given subspace of a given transformation. So I had made a unified approach so that you won't face any problem. So here you do listing. After listing, try to identify which one is the redundant. So clearly V2 is redundant, V4 is also redundant, V5 is also redundant in this matrix. So due to this relation, it is just coming through inspection. You don't have to apply a Gaussian elimination method. So you need to remove what V2, it is a redundant. V3 is fine, it is not redundant. V4 is also redundant, and V5 is also redundant. So what are the candidates for being basis element of image A? So only two. One is V1, another one is V3. So these are forming a basis of image of 2, and we observe how many elements are there in the basis of image of A, 2. So that 2 we will call it dimension of the image of A. Similarly, we will find kernel. Kernel, in order to find kernel, we have to take a linear combination of the. We had already discussed this. So so this is the kernel of. We had already discussed how to find kernel of this A. So that means we had to find linear relation. We have to find solution of space of linear relation V time alpha equal to 0, and through that, after solving, we had already come across three linearly independent vector, W1, W2, and W3. These are forming basis of kernel of the given matrix. Okay, thank you. It is already 45 minutes. I should wind up this class. Thank you. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up today's class. Anyone is having any doubt? No doubt. Okay, fine. It seems that this problem looks easier.